conversation to talk to you about what it means to right size and downsize, and to get you kind of in a place, a good starting place where you can kind of start to think through the steps that you would like to go through. So at first, I would like my panel to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Frida Hamlet, and I'm with Milestone Moves Realty Group of Keller Williams, and I'm a senior transition consultant. I actually help seniors from when they first are deciding what they want to do, all the way through unpacking, and kind of project coordinate the whole thing. And I've been here in the Cary area for 30 years now, and love working with my clients.
Yeah. Excellent.
Hi, I'm Steve Acosta. I'm the owner of Caring Transitions of Cary. We are a move management and estate liquidation company. So we help seniors and young professionals who are moving from their homes to another location. So we help project management, the entire move from packing and unpacking. And also we deal with estate liquidation on the other side. People leave behind a bunch of stuff when they're downsizing, and we help liquidate those items. So part of what we do every day is with our clients is we help them declutter their environments so they can be more successful in their new environment.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. And for those of you who don't know, I'm Christine Sammons with Overture Cary, the community manager. I didn't introduce myself, so I guess we should start there. So if you guys could take a little bit of an opportunity to kind of start, maybe Steve, will start with you. What does the beginning of the process look like for you when you first meet a new client, and what kind of steps?
Well, specifically for decluttering, often, it starts off with a free consultation. I have to go see what their situation looks like. So I'll take a trip and I'll come down and sit with them, talk about what their goals are, what it is they're looking to accomplish. And then we'll take a look around their house and see what they have. And I'll come up with a custom solution just for them to meet whatever their goals are.
Okay, excellent. And Frida?
So with me, I kind of start a little bit before Steve. I come in and say, okay, they want to move, they know that they need to change their environment, either downsizing or right-sizing or aging in place. And so we have a consultation, it's a free consultation again, and decide what they need to do. If they need to do decluttering, if they need somebody to help them figure out what they're going to move and what that new space is going to look like, then I bring in somebody like Steve, and I work with him, and we figure out what that's going to look like. We find a place for them to move, and we start the process. And then I take them actually from sorting to selling. So I start with him, and he does his part, and then I come in and we sell the house, and we get them moved into a new place.
Excellent. And what kind of value does this bring to your clients? What do you see as the greatest benefit to them?
The biggest thing that it does, it takes the overwhelm out. It's so overwhelming, they don't know where to start. They just don't know where to start. When I sit with a client, they're like, I know I need to move, but I don't know where, what are my options? And we talk about that, and then how do I start, like, how do I handle all the stuff in my house? The kids don't want things, I have all these collections and they get frozen. And once they get frozen, they don't move forward.
Okay.
So we get them past frozen.
Okay.
And I completely agree. My clients are often just completely paralyzed with not knowing what the first step is to take. And there's so many moving parts to doing a move, from not only deciding, because there's usually a pretty big aspect of downsizing from the space they're currently living in to the space they're going to. So what are they going to take with them, and what's going to become of all the stuff they leave behind? All right, so we help them guide them through the entire process, from doing a space plan for their new location. So we actually put together a 3D representation of how their new space is going to look.
Excellent.
And then we measure the furniture they think they want to take with them. And then we actually place that in that 3D diagram. It looks pretty realistic when they look at it.
Oh, yeah.
And so that person that wants to take that full-size couch that's just not going to fit in the space, now they can see you're not going to be able to walk around it. So we go through that process. We help them decide what they're going to take, how it's going to be laid out in their new apartment. And then we go through a process of actually working with the moving company, giving that moving company an exact list of what's going to go to the new location. We can give them a diagram of where every piece of furniture is going to be placed. So on move day, there's not a lot of confusion about where everything goes. And then we actually pack everything up for the people. We work with the movers to get them moved, and then we unpack everything and put everything away, from making their beds, hanging their curtains, the closet, right?
Very
Putting all their
nice.
dishes away, and then,
Nice.
yeah, we get rid of all that packing material, so on move-in day, they come in, they are at home. So,
Very nice. I have had a couple of clients just finish this process, and they were so overwhelmed, and once they came in and their stuff was all put away in the kitchen, and the beds were made, and the towels were in the closet, and they were like, oh my gosh, that was just so easy.
Yeah, absolutely, that's fantastic. Now, can you walk me through a little bit of kind of how you talk or how you work through what's trash, what's valuable, what are we doing with the valuable items that, you know, how do you kind of work through that with them?
so when it comes to, estate liquidations, I assume you're talking about the things that are
Yeah.
left over in a house, or if somebody just wants to do some type of estate liquidation.
Mhm.
So we go through the house and we sort and organize the entire house. Now, there's a difference of how if we're doing it versus if somebody wants to do it on their own.
Mhm.
But typically, we sort and organize the house. I send my employees off into all the rooms, and we organize the things into piles of stuff. For instance, things that we think would sell for $20 or more.
Okay.
Right? And those would be items that we would sell either in an estate sale or an online auction. We use more online auctions these days than we do estate sales.
Okay.
And then there are things that are still useful but don't have a lot of value.
Can I ask why more online auctions as opposed to estate sales?
Well, there are traditional estate sales have security issues that are inherent to them.
Okay.
You have to publicize the address of this
Mhm.
property 2 to 3 days in advance of the estate sale. And you have to send out a lot of pictures. And then we
Mhm.
know that there's this big empty house sitting over here, and here are all the pictures of the stuff that are in the house. All right,
Right.
so with these online auctions, we actually don't give the address out to the general public.
Okay.
The only people that get the address are people who won something at auction. And then they come and check in on the day they come to pick up their items. They are escorted into the house the entire time. They are never left unattended at any point. So the opportunity for theft and things of that nature, and some people just don't feel comfortable with people wandering around their house.
Mhm.
And so that eliminates that whole portion of it. And,
Right.
and also because it's all controlled, especially in gated communities where the community might not want just a flood of people in their neighborhood,
Mhm.
it's very much controlled. We can give a list to the community. These are the people that are coming. Here are the times they're coming, and they're a lot more accepting of that than they are just
Right.
opening up their community to a
Right.
bunch of strangers.
No, that's excellent. That's a very good point. And it's very thoughtful that you take into
Yeah.
account the security and safety of the clients as well. So I think that's very important. So Frida, when working with a client and talking about right sizing, what are some key factors that you try and get them thinking about in what they want in their life?
And what they're looking for. So
Yeah.
some of the things are like, what space do they really need?
Mhm.
As you're working with a house, and the house, you know, we get older, and we need the gutters cleaned, and things trimmed, and the grass is cut, and then who's getting groceries and who's cooking,
Mhm.
sometimes that's a problem. And so deciding what is the space that they truly need,
Mhm.
and then from there, what kinds of options do they need? Do they still wanna cook?
Mhm.
You know, like a place like Overture, that's perfect for my chefs
Yes.
and my cooks, and they still have a full kitchen, and that's why they love your properties.
Mhm.
And so, you know, what are the things that they need, and then what amenities are they looking for? What social life are they? Are they stay-at-home people? Do they wanna be out around the pool? Do they want clubs? And then location.
Mhm.
Do they wanna be near their children? You know, what other amenities? So what
Next
is
to
their-
Wegmans.
Next to Wegmans. Yes, Wegmans
Our
is a
Wegmans plug, yes.
very
Yeah.
big,
Yeah.
that's a very big draw right now to this entire area, is people wanna be next to Wegmans.
Right, yeah, so on those off days that you don't wanna cook, you can walk over and pick up something from
That's
the wide
true.
selection of food that they have available for you. So,
Gotta be louder.
okay. Hopefully everybody's hearing us okay on the other end as we work through this. If you have any questions, please feel free as well to ask those. We are monitoring those, so we can certainly answer any questions that you have if you want to put them in the chat. So, excellent. So, what are some other things that we can think of that we look through in the process as I look through my questions here quickly? As far as the Cary area goes, do you see a lot of movement still? in the area?
Well, through the entire COVID,
Mm-hmm.
I've been busy.
Mm-hmm.
Many of my clients were already planning on moving, so they already had places to move, and so they've moved.
Mm-hmm.
The ones who kind of put things on hold, they're starting to open up now, and we're starting to get those moves in July and August are already planned. And then, of course, I have a very large group that are impatient
Mm-hmm.
because they're waiting for their apartment at Overture to be
Yeah.
ready. And so I'm meeting with some of them now to start the process of, let's look at the downsizing, let's look at, what do we need to do to prepare for that?
Right.
So that we do it in small chunks. So then we bring in, somebody like Caring Transitions, and I introduce them, and they start like a slow process of maybe just giving them an idea of what they're going to be moving, and then, talking to their children about,
Right.
when they come for the holidays, because you're not gonna be till spring, so when they come to Thanksgiving and Christmas, take home what you're gonna take home.
Right.
and eliminate that stuff. So.
Right.
But the market is so strong in this area right now.
Right.
It's a great time, seriously a great time to sell.
Yeah.
Selling quickly in the right price points, and it is opening up a lot.
Yes.
And I would say, just adding to that, what we're starting to see is definitely there was a slowdown in moves during the COVID-19 thing, and it's still kind of the case right now. But we're starting to see people kind of decluttering in advance of moving, so they're preparing to move. So that are trying to get everything in order so they can, when move time comes, they're ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Well, I think this is an excellent starting point. I definitely would like both of you, if you could quickly, for all of our viewers that we have out there, share your information, your phone number, so that they know where to start and who to call. So take a minute.
So I have a website. It's milestonemoves.com, and this is my Facebook page. So you can also reach out on my Facebook page as long as my phone is still working. And you can call me at 919-810-9551. I've had that number forever. And if I don't pick up, leave me a voicemail and I'll get right back to you as soon as possible.
Okay. And my company's name is Caring Transitions of Cary, and our website is www.caringtransitionsofcary.com. We do, like I said, online auctions. And if you wanted to check out an online auction that we currently have going on, you can find that at carync.ctbids.com. So that's ctbids.com. And you can always call me on my cell or text me at 919-280-8470.
Excellent. And in case anybody misses that, you can always call me. I work hand in hand with Stephen Frieda all the time in working to help people kind of go through the thought process, think about, the different options that an Overture and active adult lifestyle has for you. And certainly what we focus on in the lifestyle elements at Overture is what you're gonna gain by losing the mowing the yard every week and having to clean the windows, and my AC just broke and I have to replace it. It frees up all of your time to really focus on yourself and gives you that experience, that you're looking for in an active adult lifestyle. So we really work hand in hand to kind of accomplish what's best for you.
Well, and I want to point out, we call it lock and leave.
Mm-hmm.
We love the lock and leave part of a place like Overture because you know that your home is being taken care of. You lock the door, you go on vacation, you let the staff know that you're going to be gone. The place is watched over, you don't have to worry about theft, no security issues. You leave, you go to take that cruise around Europe and the Mediterranean and all that, you come home and your apartment's ready for you when you get there.
That's exactly it.
Love
And we're 10 minutes down the road from the airport, so it makes it very easy to come and go all the time, when you're not eating at Wegmans, of course. But yeah, so it gives a lot of opportunity. We are very centrally located to Raleigh and Chapel Hill. We have so much to do in the area, so please give us a call if you have any questions or concerns, or if you just want to chat, because we're looking forward to getting to know you. We are opening up our Welcome Center, which is where we're sitting right now. Next week, by appointment only, we can do some some tours and give you some information. So please give us a call at 919-653-7400.